Just a little more on thoughts. Like we get up, I find the bugs just bother your neck and ears more than anything. Pull this down is better. We're coming up to the split. But yeah, I was just thinking about how if you're... Oh, these fighters, guys are fighting. You tell them, you don't let them do that. Charlie's being aggressive. He's a little shit. But yeah, when you're consumed with something negative going on, you'll come back in the middle of the woods here, and instead of looking around and enjoying the sights and sounds and watching your dogs having fun, you're just walking around with this dark cloud over your head and running all these negative thoughts through your mind, living in the past, ruining past decisions, worrying about the future, and not being in the now. And that'll ruin your peace and enjoyment every time. So there, I said that, get it out of the way. I'm going to turn this off and enjoy this. And have fun watching my dogs having fun. We're coming up on a place that's got a sign. It's called The Point, which is kind of poignant for today's discussion. What's the point? What's the point of getting caught in a negative loop? Oh, I need to promise myself to start getting up earlier again. I've been getting away from it, staying up later. Although I don't think I even did yesterday. I think I dozed off probably before 10. I woke up at 5, so I could have easily started my day on 7 hours sleep. I'm not working right now, so I can always take a nap later. But I really need to get out here earlier before the sun really gets up in the sky, because there'd be less bugs. And I'd love it if the sun was just coming up over the tree line instead of already up. You get all those morning shadows and mist coming off the water. It's much prettier. Don't see any wild animals other than my dogs. They can be pretty wild. No moose. I didn't see any fresh tracks coming down, so boy. I think TJ's, when I say that, and there's a fresh moose track there. Oh, actually that looks like a fresh dog track in a older moose track. I really should take a look around when I first get down here. Could have been a moose off to one side, and I'm sitting here gabbing away, not even seeing it. There's still a little bit of mist coming off the water there. The boys are enjoying running through the morning dew. They're just covered, getting away from the bugs. I'm finding the little lessons in this hike hilarious. We walk back to the split, and I'm thinking that way you get to the point, and this way you actually get to a place called the Falls and Bog Hill. So it's like at the split you have a choice. You can get to the point, or you go through some falls and End up in Bog Hill, where you get bogged down. Interesting, eh? Makes you wonder if we're living in a matrix. This little game where everything matters. Nothing happens for no reason. Life's just a big lesson. You hear that all the time about this life we live on Earth. It's like a training ground. It's supposed to be one of the hardest existences to elevate us to a higher plane. I believe it. So we're coming up to the falls. I've taken my flannel shirt off because it's hot, getting hot. Makes a good fly swatter. Something I've figured out that this water, you can see going off there. This is actually coming from that spot I was just at the point. This is beyond that dam. Ooh, she's buggy here. Get a little bit of flowing water and the mosquitoes come out. I'm surprised there's still a ton of flow here. And that goes down into the big swamp. Ooh, low hanging branches that we pass on the road. I didn't videotape it in this section though. I have in the past though. We park up past it and walk down by it before we hit the trail here. I don't know if we're going to see any wildlife today. Not many tracks. We're back out on the road, such as it is. I should have filmed Bog Hill, but I didn't. Some moose tracks out here. Yeah. So I'm just getting ready to do a little work. Finish skirting the cabin here. It's going to be a pretty easy job because there's not much to cover. I don't even have to really put any backing. Just get a wide piece that's going to hit up there, and I just have to cut the angle off. Whoops. There, cut it more straight up and down to match that because it's at an angle. Or maybe I'll think of a different way. Let me think about this. There, I decided I'm going to keep them more horizontal instead of sloping. I'll cut some small pieces and go up and then over as soon as I can. Here, look, I'm gonna cut something old school, just like Sean James. Maybe I'm gonna go viral for this. Now, something you can do as you're building it is if there's any little pieces of scrap that you want to get rid of, it doesn't work anymore, you just toss it in there before you seal her up. It helps to stop the snow from getting in there. Save on poly. Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna go cut those stair stringers with a chainsaw a little longer than what they need to be cut. Figure some stairs out for down here, replace those ones. Take a little break first. Yeah, these weird shaped slabs for the odd terrain here. Now I think I'll just, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might put some plywood under there, and then here I'm just gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna figure out a way of like putting on a tarp on a piece of wood that I can screw in place or something, because I had the tarp stapled and then you gotta unstaple it to get at anything under there. That's kind of my access point. I thought about creating a little access door down here, but I still could. But there's no, they're just screwed to each other. Well, I ran them ahead of these posts and behind that one. So it just kind of holds it in place and put the screws on the end. I did all this back in the spring. I guess I did that last year underneath the ladder there. And there last year underneath the deck. And I know from some pictures out on my canoe, I know my supports look odd, but they're all braced on being on rock. Did I say braced? Based? Yeah, and I found little ledges on the rock that I could pound it in tight and then screw or nail it in place. I'm going to do one last one down at the far corner that goes down to the rock. It's more solid than it looks. It's a hot evening. We're supposed to have an even hotter day than this. It's gone down to about 26 outside because the sun just went down. I bet you it's closer to 30 in here. 27, 28. You can't see that. If I bring it out here, there we go. Just below 80. It's more of a cooler breeze back here. Here's something, Charlie. Oh, we're gonna go sit over by the fans here.